Hello, welcome to John's Non Sequitur. I'm flipping that page over because I just recorded 8 minutes and it sounded like shit. So I'm going to try it again. This is a tough one. This one is going to be, I've already figured out that it's going to be really tough to discuss this. The idea that I'm going with today is whenever you're watching an internet video or reading something on Facebook that's a post that's very slanted towards one side, I want to know what the objective of the person putting that in there is. Is it to change minds? Or is it just to get people who agree with you to validate your point? Is that what it is? You feel more validated because you're having people like your status and agree with you or watch your video and share it? Is that the point of what you're doing? Well, I found one lady whose name is Tomi Lahren. She's hugely popular. I've watched a lot of her videos before I started doing this. She's good at what she does. Holy hell. She deserves the followers that she has because she uses these things that we're going to discuss today at such a precise and perfect level. She's so good at it. And that's not taking anything away from her or insulting her. She knows what she should be doing in order to get the viewership, and she does it, and she's good. And I applaud her for it because I currently don't have a whole lot of listeners or watchers, and it's because I'm not good at it. But I'm here to break down some of the little tricks that people use to get people to view. Okay? What she basically is doing with her show on The Blaze, which is called Tomi, and her final thoughts segments, is she's finding people who already agree with her, who validate what she's saying by agreeing with her more. And she's not giving out any new information of any kind. She's just basically stating how she feels, while simultaneously telling people that feeling is bad. Okay. I also want to preface this. I know this lady tends to lean towards a certain political side, which is conservatism. I want to make sure that I also get somebody on the other side and show that they do the exact same thing. Okay? It's not like I'm picking on this person because they're conservative. I don't know, and nobody knows, although they think they do, which side is the correct side to be on, or if there should even be sides, if there should just be you're here or you're evil. I don't know. What I do know is this lady happens to be conservative. Who cares? On a personal level, I do, but we're not here for me, okay? I'm going to read you some definitions of stuff that you probably already know, but I didn't. I needed to look this stuff up because I'm not politically... I just get mad because I feel empathy towards people. It's a neat thing, empathy. Okay, let's read some definitions, shall we? Conservative. Holding to traditional attitudes and values, cautious about change or innovation, especially when it comes to politics and religion. Okay, that sounds like what I thought. It probably was. Liberal. Open to new behavior or opinions, willing to discount traditional values. Okay. I think I fall into that because of this one thing. Whenever I go to my ice cream factory and they tell me cash only because they refuse to go into the 21st century and use a goddamn debit card, I'm outraged! I want some damn ice cream! I am fat, I want my ice cream, but no, I gotta have cash on me. Like I carry around cash, I have a debit card, why would I... Obviously I'm a liberal. Okay, bleeding heart. Bleeding heart is a person considered to be dangerously soft-hearted or too liberal. They're so kind, they're dangerous. Okay, that's fine. It's whatever. To me, it just sounds like you're calling somebody a pussy. Just say pussy. What the hell? If being so... Okay, if being politically correct is such a bad thing, then just call people pussies. Stop fucking around with this shit. It's too confusing. I have to look shit up on Google to do a goddamn video because of this. Okay. So let's read the two sides of the political leanings. Democrats are people who believe in the equality of all people. That's according to some dictionary that as soon as you type in Democrat definition, Google is the first thing that pops up. It's not me. It's not my definition. Could be wrong. But it says they believe in the equality of all people. I believe in the equality of all people, except, and this probably means that I'm wrong, I don't think that people who are experts in a field should have the same amount of say as somebody who isn't. If you have experience in a field, you obviously should have a little bit more say in it than somebody who doesn't. Does that mean people are unequal? I don't know. Maybe I'm not what I thought I was. Here's the fun part. I looked up Republican. I couldn't find anything. I couldn't find a definition that wasn't in a freaking Urban Dictionary, which is bad for the fact that the internet doesn't seem to want to give them credence, I guess. The Urban Dictionary definition was like, people who think that God is only thing and white man is the only thing and derp, 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 derp. That's not helping at all. The actual definition that I got, the only one that I could find that made any sense towards the actual topic that it's usually thrown around in is power of government held by the people. That's what they believe. Okay, that's fair enough. That doesn't sound insulting. Let's get going on this lady's video. The video that I watched was Border Enforcement is American. This lady jumps right out of the gate by using words like mainstream media, Democrats, and bleeding heart liberals. So right off the bat, we know what she's trying to target. She's calling all three of these things bad. She's trying to talk to the people who think that these things are bad. Now, based on our definitions, they're not bad, they're just things. They just are things. They're a way of thinking. But with this video, she's saying, bad, they're bad. So everything that I say, everything that she says that they are thinking is the wrong way to think, is what she's getting at here. She then proceeds to talk about things that concern her versus things that concern Democrats. I listened to this and I thought to myself, well, what if neither one of these things concern me? And they don't. Like, okay, in an abstract way, people coming into the country could maybe cut into something of mine, like, I don't know, maybe they take my cushy computer job. Oh well. You know what? I'm not really worried about it because it isn't happening right now. If it happens, I'll worry about it then. Not right now, though. But on the other side, they said that the other side was worried about, like, having their feelings hurt and all this other stuff. I'm not worried about that either. Like, why worry? Why are you so worried? What? She says, when you come home from a hard day's work, I work 40 hours a week. I don't have a single hard day's work at all. I'm telling you, my job is easy. I screw it up all the time because I'm not right in the head, and I don't pay attention, and my mind wanders, and I probably have ADHD. But I'm not working hard, and when I come home, I'm not worried. My first thing when I come in the door is I'm not worried. But by making this video, she's telling people you should be worried about all of these things, and she lists a bunch of them. She also mentioned something about Hillary saying something is un-American about, like, letting people into the country, and she was wrong on that one because we Americans like to, you know, kill the people that are already here because we need to cut and sell that land, baby. USA. Let's see what else. She refers to the people who come into the country as line cutters. Line cutters. In other words, they didn't have to wait as long to get where they're going, or maybe they didn't have to work as hard to get where they're going. I think that's what she's saying. Now, maybe some of them didn't. Maybe some of them did. But you're basically throwing a blanket on all of them, saying none of these people went through the proper procedures, therefore they're cutting ahead of us. We didn't have to go through any green card, anything. We didn't have to do any of that. We didn't fill out paperwork when we came here. We were born, they handed us a birth certificate, and away we go. How are these people cutting in line? They're not waiting longer. It's just, the word is meant to just look at the people and immediately have a certain feeling about them before you know them. You just look at them all and you have a blanket thought of all of them. And then she brings up that not having borders is like having a cesspool. Cesspool. Definition of cesspool. A temporary container, underground, for the storage of liquid waste and sewage, or a disgusting, corrupt place. So what she's saying is any place that does not have a border is a disgusting, corrupt sewage dump. So we're that close, apparently, from being a dump. We're this close from being a dump. All we need is a couple more people from another country, and we're a dump. That's terrifying, isn't it? Are you scared? I'm terrified! Except I'm not, because I'm not stupid. She then goes on to mention how if Hillary were to be elected, which we all know she wasn't, that it would be the worst thing. Now here's the thing, I heard that from the other side too. So you're telling me that no matter what happens, the worst thing is going to happen? There's just the worst. Be afraid that if things don't go your way, the worst is going to happen. Okay. I'm relatively sure that enough people during this whole thing that we just had for a year worked themselves up into such a frenzy that no matter what were to have happened, and we all know what did happen, no matter what was to happen, there would be chaos. Because everyone is afraid of things that aren't there. They don't exist. And it's because of words that she's using and other people are using to scare the shit out of people. She's not informing. She's not giving stats or information or anything like that. She's just saying, this is how I feel. You all think the same as I do. So now you feel the same way too. Is she reaching out? Is she presenting an argument? In other words, is she reaching out saying, do you agree with me or do you disagree? And if you disagree, please give me reasons. She's saying, this is how it is. Well, maybe or maybe not. There's two sides to this argument, maybe even more, because there is no answer. There's no definitive answer. But you're telling people things like there is an answer. There isn't. And you're using these words, these words that conservatives and liberals and bleeding heart, all this stuff, all it does is reinforce falsities in people's minds. They lose the meaning of the word. And they associate it with bad. That's what they associate it with. They don't know what it actually means. They just go, bad. Well, I'm going to tell you something. It's good to have empathy. It's good to care about your fellow man. Is it good to care about murderers? Maybe not. But it's good to care about people. Everybody is people. And by having these two sides of the argument, and we're going to get to the other side, okay? We're going to get there. By having these two sides of the argument and never meeting in the middle and never, hashing out the ideas and figuring out, well, maybe it's okay to have thoughts, but it's not okay to destroy the other people's thoughts because we aren't sure as a human species which side is correct or even if there is a correct. Making videos like these are causing problems. I mean, I think it's pretty obvious they're causing problems. Here's a trick that a lot of the people who do these opinionated videos like to use. They will state a conclusion, followed by the slant. So they'll be like, I don't know, let's pick something random here. Hellraiser 2 has been voted the best movie of 1988. Okay. Hellraiser 2 has been voted the best movie of 1988. That's the conclusion. Then the slant is, this of course is by a group of liberal blah 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 who tend to lean towards Clive Barker movies. That's a trick they use. And then people forget what the actual fact is, what goes into the actual fact, what it means. All they think about is, well, liberals like Hellraiser 2. It must be a bad movie. What goes into Hellraiser 2? Who voted for this? What were the criteria? What were the other movies? What were the other issues involved? It doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is getting people worked up that agree with you so they come back and watch you again. There's no information to be had from this. Not this particular video, and some of the other ones I've watched, there's no information to be gained from this. She sits down, like I'm doing, spouts off how she feels, like I'm doing, and then says it's bad to feel, which it isn't. She's basically also telling you, don't think about this. Feel it. But feelings are bad, but feel it. Okay, that's all I have for today, guys. I'll be back tomorrow.